thanks for joining. My name's Ed, this is Ed's Mini Empire. I'm cracking straight on with this Mini Mark III. Tonight I am going to be taking the original doors off and putting the replacement doors on for a couple of reasons. First off, to get them out of the way so they're not hanging around in here. The original doors are pretty short and I'm not going to be using them, so I can get them off. Get these good ones on. The ones I'm putting on are pretty clean. There's a little bit of surface rust on the bottom, but as mini doors go, they're pretty good. So yeah, we'll get them on. That will help us keep the shell square, help us know that the shell is square, that the doors fit and know the gaps are nice. Is a very good way to know that the shell is square. And also it'll help us line up door steps and sills and things. It gives us a nice reference point. And when we flip it upside down, that will give the shell a little bit of rigidity as well. So yeah, I'm going to start with that. Nice easy job. Let's go. Right then, I'm going to start on the side, as quick as I can. I've got a bit of tape here. Let me just keep this shut. Transport. I do apologise if you hear a bit of background noise, it's just the heater because it is absolutely freezing. Right, so there we go, that door actually fits quite nice, the original one, although it's rotten. Yeah, so we'll get the new one on and see how it goes. This is a bit easier for me than it would have been if the front end was still on, because I've got brilliant access to these bolts. Normally they're up in the side and you've got to be under with extensions or whatever. These have already been off. When I bought the car, they were off and we fitted them just for somewhere to keep them. So I know these bolts are going to come out. Although there's one missing at the bottom. I wonder where that's gone. Find a new one of them. There we go, that was easy. Alright. I do need these door hinges off because the new doors haven't got hinges on. So what have we got? Phillips. Big Phil. These clearly haven't been off in a while. I'm just going to take a bit of whatever that is out. So I can get in. Right, let's give that a go. Oh, I hate. Oh, I'm glad they came out without a hassle. Right then. That's this sort. Good for now. Thank you. Get the new door in. Here it is. A bit more gentle with this one. Right, put them back on. Obviously I will clean these up properly when we get towards thinking about getting paint on it. But these doors are definitely going to be coming back off at some point, so for now we'll just get the hinges on. Again, this is a little bit easier without having any front end on. bolt I prepared earlier. It's not the right bolt, but it will certainly do for now. It will definitely be put right before it's put together, don't worry. Square. There we go. A little bit of rust just there. Just stopping the door closing out a bit. Smidge high. That's too bad. That's pretty good. We've got a little bit of contact here, but I need to reassess this doorpost anyway because it's definitely had some work. So when we come to do the front end, I will definitely be looking at that. I'm going to put myself a little note on there. How am I going to do this? That's a nice little mark for myself. I tend to find that write yourself little notes like that, just with a paint pen, will remind us to come back to that later. I'll get you in for a good look. It's a little bit awkward where I've got the shot at the minute because it's a bit close to this side. But you can see there, if I hold it shut, that we've got a nice gap along the top. Gap down the side, it's pretty good. That's that area where we've got a little bit of contact just with the doorpost. Just get a little bit tight there, but we'll know better how that is when we get an air panel that sits on here. Because the air panel folds around here, so that'll give us this gap. I'll just look, take it out of the stand. Okay, look. It's not too far out. Got these body lines here are lining up fairly well for a first go. Again, the bottom I'm not entirely sure is right, so we'll not worry too much about that because I need to sort the doorstep and the sill and what have you out. But for a first go, for a first chuck on, opens and it shuts and it seems to fit, which gives us good confidence that the shell's not bent. I can't actually shut this properly because I haven't got the little striker plate on there for the latch to go into. But I've got some somewhere, I'm digging them out. Just need to remember where I've left them. So we're just going to leave that for now. I'm probably going to tape that shut. I am going to whip this door mirror off because it doesn't need to be on right now, and it's definitely just going to get snapped off if I leave it on. So we'll do that. Right, so now the door's on, I can show you a bit better the condition of it. So if I get in, we've got a little repair to do here. There's a bit of a crack. Now that is very, very common on minis and is caused by people tripping over the stuff that they've left on the floor. That is caused by shutting the door like this from the pillar. What happens there is this upper bit flexes as you push it and you shut the door, and it weakens down there and down here and causes cracks. If you shut them with the door handle, that doesn't happen. You learn something, don't you? We've got a little bit of rust on the bottom. You see there, surface rust on this here lip. Get you a good angle. Just a little bit of surface rust, just what it's rubbed off and treated. It's not through. Again, there's just a little bit on the inside of there, just on the skin, but again, it's not really through. So these doors are pretty decent. For second-hand doors, they're all right. So I'm going to tape that shut so it's not flapping, and we'll get on with the other side. I went to come and do the same to this side, and I had a look at this red door before I put it on and found it wasn't quite as good as I thought it was. See, it got some bubbling on that skin there. I don't think it's through because I can't put my fingers through it. However, the bottom is a little bit worse than I'd really want. And then I thought, well, at least it's better than the door that's on. But then when I stopped to look at the door that's on, you see I've written repair in there. We've got a little bit hole in the skin there. New doorstep. Didn't notice that before because the doors were taped shut. Doesn't look like it's too badly fitted either. Just wants a bit tidying up. If I get down here on my knees, you can see there's a bit of a hole, but it's nowhere near. See, it stops there. It's nowhere near as bad as the red door. So I think, if I get up, I think I'm going to keep that original door on. I've played about with the hinges a bit and I've got it fitting pretty well. So the gaps aren't bad. It wants to come back a little bit. I think it wants some more shims in the front. It's a little bit close up here. But really, it isn't that bad. It's a tiny bit high at the back. Again, if another shim in that top of here, or maybe this isn't quite right. This right the shape or something. But it's not bad. So, change of plan. I'm going to take the handle and door lock out of the red one and fit it to this. So this door can shut properly like the other side. And I think we'll just rock with this door. Because it ain't that bad. Let's do that. Oh, got that door on. Wasn't too bad. Fairly surprised that door is as good as it is. I thought it was pretty knackered. It just goes to show you can't just use your memory for what you've seen. You need to look with your eyes and assess the situation. So that's another job done. I'm going to tape that door shut for tonight, and I'm going to find them striker plates so the doors can be shut properly before we get it set up on the rollover jig. Exciting things. Okay. Here we are, back. I have dug out the little striker plate. So this is in two pieces. That's how it looks when it's on the car. This piece goes in behind in this little access panel. It's on there. This one goes on the front to sandwich it all in. Two screws. Leave this a little bit loose to start with. Just so I can move it about. Kind of eyeball it up. Would help if the door latch was tight, wouldn't it? Eyeball that up. try that. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be well fitting. There's just a bit of corrosion on that surface, I think. Right, because that's going to cause a problem. Get it going. Do. She's not perfect, but she'll do. Probably wants to be in a little bit. Might as well while we're here, huh? Oh, that's a lovely fit. Right, that's one side done. Let's fly the other side on, and we'll move on to the next thing. What door latches are on, and we can see now a bit better how well these doors are fitting, which is really, really reassuring. Because I don't really know much about this shell, because I didn't strip it. I don't know how good it was before. But yeah, that's really nice to know. It's really nice to know that the doors go on and fit. That gives you a lot of confidence in the rest of the shell. Obviously these aren't done. There is still a bit of movement there because there's no door seal on. Door seal would fit just on here, and that would pack that out a bit. So we might find that when we come later on down the road and we're fitting things up properly, when we put door seals on, that them doors won't fit maybe quite in the same way that they do now. We might have to adjust them again, but because we've got work to do on the front end anyway, these doors are going to be on and off a few more times. So I'm not worried about door seals for now. I just wanted them on so I could have them on and shut so they're not flapping about when I'm going to turn the car over. Which brings me on to the next bit, turning the car over. Now, obviously I need to weld the floor. It's alright doing that on the inside, but I'm going to need to weld it from underneath as well, and I don't really want to be relying on the floor. Nobody likes lying on the floor and welding. So I have a rollover jig, as I mentioned in the last video. I am about to go and dig it out of where it's stashed away, and we're going to get it on and see if we can get it up and get it flipped over. Now, I've done some measuring. I've never had a mini on the rollover jig in this workshop before, and as you can see, no you can't, this is obviously the roof beam. It's not that high, hence why I don't have a lift. But I've done some measuring, and I think I'll be able to turn the mini over without hitting the roof. The other thing to think about is how much room I've got at the back here. I've got some stuff that needs tidied away there. I'm going to get that away. So I'll have to pull the shell as far back as I can so that I've got enough room to get Miles the Mini back in. Because the rollover jig takes up quite a lot of room in front and behind the car. But I'm thinking I should be able to get it in. Third problem, is it going to hit the toolbox when I try to turn it over? If it does, I'll have to move it. We're going to find out. It's the only way. I've done some measuring. I think it'll fit. I think it'll turn over. So yeah, let's give it a go, huh? I'm going to go dig it out, tidy some stuff up, and we'll meet back here and we'll get it set up. It's quite cool how it fits the car. So I'll build the frames and that, because they're just an A-frame. I'll build the frames and I'll turn the camera back on when I'm putting the car onto the jig, because it's quite cool. And then we'll see if we've got enough room to turn it upside down to do the rest of the work. Wish me luck. So here we are. I've got the rollover jig in place. Now I've gone ahead and already unbolted the frames on. So this front one bolts through the top subframe bolts straight through the big hole in the middle, and it's got strengthening bits that go down there to where the steering rack comes through the body. And then in the back we've got this frame in here, bolts to the shock absorber top mounts, and then it's got like this frame up here that bolts to the shelf. Now this is the cool bit. This car is obviously too low to get up here where we need it. This is where we're going to be, about in this hole, I think. That's where I was last time. That's too far away, and you've got to have the car level to be able to put the bolts in. If you lifted one end up, you wouldn't be able to put the bolts in and then lift the back end up. You've got to lift the car square. But it's alright, because the designers of this have thought of it. And you get this big contraption. This is a big, long, massive bolt straight through the middle. And these, one end hooks onto the frame on the car, one end hooks onto the A-frame, and then you tighten this nut up, and it literally picks the car up. So you can put them bolts in, and then you can take this off, and the car will stay up. So, let's give it a go, huh? This bit frightens the life out of me every time. I'm always scared it's going to drop off, because the car's literally hanging off them two big long bolts. Now mini shells aren't heavy, and they're big bolts. And it's not on them for long, but still, it's always a bit nerve-wracking. And I've not had this rollover jig in here before. We're already a bit tight for space lengthwise, so I hope we're alright height-wise. We'll see. Let's give it a go. Right, so now we can turn them and the car will pick up. I'm going to do a little bit on this side, a little bit at the back, a little bit in the front, so the car will kind of come up and even. I had it set up wrong before. This bar hooks right over the top and that one goes underneath. I got so far and then realised I was going to run out of room before I got the bolts in. Let's drop it off of the clamps, the razors, whatever you want to call them. What they're called. You should just run the slack. This is going to be mighty close to the roof. in, so I can't disappear. Right, here we go then. Moment of truth. Was it clear? Oh my word. Oh, hold on. Let's take it out. Oh, and the bottom. There's gravel stuck to it. Oh. Right, try again, huh? So far, so good. This bit frightens me. I don't want to bash the roof up. Oh, dirt's falling out. Hey! Oh, what was that? Don't hit anything. Let me just set that. Just a little bit twisted, that's alright. Well, first look underneath it is good. Let's carry on, see if we can do a full 360, huh? Pins dropped in. Let's see this side. I should have moved, so I'm going to hit the box. Lots of loose bits. I probably should have hoovered it or something first, but I was too excited. Yes! Right, I'm going to put the pallet back underneath. It's right in there. Bits and bobs. The gravel is because I had to put it down on my drive when it was snowing, and I think it's frozen to the bottom. Right, well, there we are, guys. I'm done for tonight. I will continue this video sometime. It is now 25 to midnight, but I think that's a win. And it does a full 360 without hitting the ceiling, without hitting the floor, without hitting the toolbox. And I need to tidy up in here, but we're going to call that a win. Then, so, got her upside down. I've had a bit walk around and assessed the situation, and it's not too bad. There's some areas that need attention. But there's also a lot of good things to talk about. So the floors are on, and I'm pretty confident they can probably stay on. We just need to finish the job, so we need to make these welds nicer. It's just kind of tacked on. What I'll do is I'll fully seam weld that all the way up. Same on that one, I'll neaten all that up. And again, just grind down these welds and make it a nicer job where the floor meets the rest of the body. I've just seen another area there which I'm not happy with. So I've gone round and I've kind of penned all the areas that need attention, and it's all really just little bits and bobs. So we've got a bit of an area here which probably wants cut out and redone because it's quite pitted and there's a hole there. like a little hole up here. We've got a tiny hole up there. But really, it's not that bad. There's a bit of a patchwork quilt at the back. Battery tray is knackered, but that's not really important. There should be a rear valance here which has disappeared, and these corner pieces are knackered. Boot floor, we're going to have to put like a whole repair section across the back. The rest of it is actually alright, but a small section here which has got some little holes in it. And a small section here which has got some little holes in it, but I'm hoping I can repair that. It's had a repair to that end piece there, which is quite ugly to be fair. I'm probably going to cut that off and redo that, just because it sticks out like a sore thumb. But the floor seems to fit reasonably well. This one up here doesn't look too bad. It's original. Got something going on here gonna have to deal with, and obviously this patch isn't very nice. I'm in an hour about replacing this wheel arch, just because I've got a hole here, some holes here, and a nasty patch up there. So we might end up replacing that, but I won't be able to do that on the jig because I'm bolted through it. So we'll have to wait until it's back off the jig to do that. But really, as minis go, as an old minis go, just remember this is 74, so it's been around a bit. It's clearly had a few MOT style patches in its life to keep it alive, and people say they're horrid, and it is, that patch is horrid and those patches aren't nice, but the thing is, if it didn't have them, it wouldn't be here. So I'm kind of thankful that it's got MOT style repairs, because if somebody hadn't have done them, it would probably have been scrapped a long time ago, and that'd be a shame. So we're definitely repairable. We've just got a lot of tidying up to do of other people's work and continuation of the repairs and the rusty bits, and tidying up a lot of the workmanship which isn't up to my standard. But really, it's not that bad, and I'm sure anybody who's watching who's into minis can see that it isn't that bad. We know about the issues there. There's a bit of rust in there I'm going to have to deal with. I have to evaluate this inner wing, see if it's worth keeping or not, erring on the side of possibly not. But again, it's all just bits and bobs here and there. It's not all horrid. But like I said before, I think if the paint was left on it, it'll look a million times better. But yeah, I'm quite happy to go ahead, really. And having it on this rollover jig just makes it so much easier. So yeah, there we are, guys. We're into it now. There's no turning back. So I'm gonna make a plan. I'll make a plan. I'll have a think whether to finish welding the floors in, or whether to tackle some of the other repairs, or start at the front and work your way back, or start at the back and work your way front. But yeah, exciting. I'm aware this is quite a long video now, so if you've made it to the end, thank you very much. I got a bit carried away. I wasn't going to do all of this straight away, but it's here now and it's on, so let's go. But yeah, that's the end of the video. So my name is Ed, this is Ed's Mini Empire, this is my 1974 Mark III Mini. I'm ready for Resto. I'll catch you next time.